Hello everyone, I thought I would just stop by and say hi. I've been itching to say hi to you guys for a long time, and I just decided that today I would get around to it. So I'm still busy working in my laundry room and getting it all fixed up, and I should say that it's not a laundry room. It is my craft room, stash room. It's where I'm making places for all the things that I want to use, but I don't have room here right next to me to store them. But at least I know where they are, and I can just go down and pick out some things when I need it. But my desk is still it's just a mess. I've been just kind of playing around, so that's what I thought I would show you today, what I've been doing. And I don't know if I'll get around to making anything, but we'll see what happens. It's starting to rain outside. It's very cloudy and thunder. There's a lot of thunder, but I haven't heard any rain yet, so I don't know. Anyway, I did want to say, whoops, I wanted to put a paper clip on this because oh darn, paper clip. I think I have them right there. They're handy, but I don't remember that. So I've got this little Happy Mail from Jody, and it's so cute. She did, I think these might have been stamps, or I don't know. It kind of looks like she drew these, you know, sketches by herself. I mean, her own designs. And she did that on the front, and then she did a whole bunch of them on the back. So I'll be able to cut these out and use them in the future. But she always does that. It's so cute. And then she sent me a whole bunch of this Florentine paper. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It's like, how can you quit journaling when you get a package like this with just beautiful papers? I want to use them right now. They're, I don't know where she got all these, but she must have ordered a lot, and she's not going to be able to use them in her lifetime. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, they're just really, really pretty florals. Look at all these. I love this one. I was going to wallpaper my laundry room with it, but there's not enough. And a few Christmas ones here at the back. So that was a surprise. It was, well, not so much a surprise, because she told me she was sending me some more of the, what do you call them, the German scraps. And, I think that's just a note in there from her. Yes. So she sent me, there's a lot of glare, probably, I don't know if you could see, but she sent me these. Here, let's move this, because this, let's put it like that. There you go. Now you can see. These butterflies are gorgeous. Just so, so cool these are. Here's some roses. Very, very cool. And they still make these, I think. I mean, they're printed in Germany. I think they're still vintage looking, but I think they actually are, you know, still making these or printing them. I'm not sure how they do it. But here's another one here. Yeah, they're just like so intricate. And then they have like a little, they feel embossed, because you can feel the texture. These are crosses. Very, very pretty. Oh, I might be able to use one of those. I have to leave that out. I might stick that in a journal I'm doing. And then we've got Christmas trees. These old Christmas trees, the German style. You know, Germany is the first place to have a Christmas tree. And I don't remember the story behind it right now, but if you look it up, yeah, Germany was the first country to put a Christmas tree inside the house, is what I'm trying to say. So they're known for that. And then here's your Santa Claus. You can see those. So those would be great for this Christmas to use. So Jody, thank you so much for this, for those. And the Florentine paper. I just love it. I love that Florentine paper, and that was a surprise. And then she was sent me an email showing me a few pieces of ephemera that she's made. I wish all of you would do that. You can go down to my email address on the in description and just pop a little picture. You know, you don't have to write a letter or anything, but you know, everybody has a camera on their phone. I think it's, you know, so you can upload it right from the phone if you have my email on your phone. So anyway, I hope, you know, it would be fun to get those. But she made this little card, a tag, and I just thought it was so cute, and I want to try. I told her, I said I love it, and I would, you know, love to make some. So she sent me one, and I'll have to use that as a, I was going to do one. I pulled out this little piece of paper, a little, you know, those little cards we have, tags we have, things that you don't really use that often. If you do, if you get digitals, I mean. So there's that. Then I have made a journal. It's inside here. This is for one of my friends at Bible study. And when we have dinner first at Bible study, and then we have, you know, we talk and this and that, and then before the end of the night, it's on like Friday nights, we have a prayer meeting, and so everybody gives a list of people that they want to pray for, or people that are in our group to pray for. So this one lady always, and I don't know her name, I've got to find out her name because I'm new to go into this group, but she writes all the things down that the group is planning to pray for, you know, that evening, like pray for Rita, pray for Judy who's in the hospital, pray for this person and that person. And she writes it on this little piece of paper. So I thought I'd make her a little prayer journal. And instead of writing on that piece of paper, she could have fun and write in this little prayer journal. And then she'd have kind of a record of the prayers that were mentioned and what people needed prayers. So, okay, I just wrapped that around like that. This is one of those little collage things I made with the circle to use as a tie. This is the best invention I've ever seen. I'm going to keep making these because they work so well. So the journal is just simply some pages, lace. She can write the names on the backs of these little cards, or she can write them on here. And this was a little lace, and there's a couple tags in here I made, just small tags. And oh, I'm getting that. I get that stuck inside there. I'll have to try and get it in. Here, I found this button, and I'm not sure where I got it, but it was so pretty, and I decided to put it on this. This was like one of those folders that you get in a kit, and I just used it for another place to journal, a flip up. So she can journal here, and she can journal here. And I just pin that button on, put a little piece of lace behind it, and then you go through the shank of the button and it holds it in place. And I just think that's so cute, that extra little touch. This is just some vintage lace, and this is a place she can write, and she can write here. And I tried to be like Jody and do my own little flowers, but I stamp mine from little mini stamps I have, but I took Kathy's crayons and colored pencils, and I colored it with her pencils. So that was fun. A little lace, and it's just this is all the pages are from well, most of them are from a oh, I can't think of it, a gospel not journal, a gospel music book. Couldn't think of it. Yeah, so that's what I did. I just did some little cards and little fun things. I put these little beads. I don't know how this is going to work. I may have to use glue. But these little, they're not beads. They're like the little rhinestone thingies, but they're pink. And they stick. Once you put them on the paper, they stick. So I put this little tie in them and tied them in there and glued two together, so we would have these little balls right there. And then that little button's a pain. This I might glue down. I left it as sort of a flap to put something on. And then here is another little just a few pages of journaling, so she has room to write more. And this is like a little bookmark, so wherever you want to keep it, you can just fold this in, and that will show you where you left off. And this little pocket, and more journaling space, another little pocket, and this one, and then another journaling paper here. And then I just tied some sari silk on there and a couple little beads I found, pearl beads, and then I put my stamp in there. So I think she'll like it. I think it'll just be more fun than, this is kind of like close to this, and I don't know how that worked out, but anyway. So this was a fun little project. So it's not for sale, but if anybody would like one of these, let me know, because they would not be, they're not hard to make. And if it's kind of a waterfall deal, so you lay your papers in there so that they kind of have a different levels. And mine didn't come out quite as well as I would have liked, but the laces and trims and things like that make it look more like it's leveled, like it's a waterfall. So I did that. And what else did I do? I still organizing. It's like a thing with me. I just have to organize. So I have these big books, and I have maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 that I bought at thrift stores. This one my grandson picked out, and I never really used it in a journal, but you know, it's got this big cover, and so whenever you want to make one of those never-ending junk journal ephemera holders, these are good to have, or just different things. And so I opened it up, and I had pages in here. They were tied in like so. So what I did was, where they were sewn in, I took the whole signature out and left the end papers, if there was 1 or 2 or whatever was left. And so that made my book, I don't know if you can tell, but because I took some pages out of it, then it has room to make, you know, like a regular altar book. But I decided to make it like, here's the altar book. You know how you fold a page over and then you've got these spaces? So I decided to do that in a sense, but what I did was I just took the pages, the leftover pages, and I started making pockets. And so I'm going to try to arrange by color. So this one was yellow and gold, and I still have a lot more ephemera. This is not pre-made ephemera. This is just little journal cards and whatever. Even if I find a scrap paper or whatever laying on my desk, I'm just going to tuck it in here by color, so it will be easy to get to. The only thing I didn't put in here was pockets, and I hadn't decided because I have a whole bag of pockets that are all hanging up behind me. That's another thing that worked out. I have colored ephemera behind me, so that ephemera is all completed that I've done, you know, over years. And so I have all the pinks together, all the greens together, that kind of thing. And I'll see how that works. I think it'll work. Then here I just started, you know, putting pockets in, and this one I just left kind of like more of a tuck. I have 2 pockets here, but it left me a tuck in the back of the page also. So it's almost enough room to put, I don't know if I can put it 8.5 by 11. Do I have it 8.5 by 11? I think this one's 8.5 by 11. This is just something I found. I've been finding a lot. So let me see. I don't know. I think, yeah, no, it won't. But, well, it's not cut out. Well, this is still 8.5 by 11. Doesn't matter. Anyhow, you know, it's not really good for those big pieces, but, you know, these big journal cards and things. So I have some tags. This is the purples. And then I also did some window ones. Now, I didn't do them on every one. Here's a small window one. So if I wanted, I could put like this small little card in there. Oops. Another one I could stick in there. And so, you can see the small ones because, you know, these, they're going to be hidden. This one is a shallow pocket, so it wouldn't be so hidden. But I just tried to make a variety of different sizes, and hopefully it'll work. And if I need another page, I can move these things out and extend them on to the next, you know, pages. Or I can also take one of these pages that I took out, and I probably could just work it back, glue it here, and work it back in, and then I could make more pockets inside here. I think you know, like a flip. I think. I don't know for sure. Okay, so I could still see that my camera is working. Can't trust my iPhone. So I even, like, I came across some napkins with the blue bird and all that. So I put that in the blue section. And I don't know why I can't have it there. Up here, though, I do have, oh, this one here is a sideways pocket. And what I did on that is I had some of these out of a photo album. I have more. What do I do with them? I don't think I brought them in here yet, but I found, but I have been cleaning out my mom's stuff, and she has about 20 or 30 photo albums, and I'm going through them, and if I don't recognize the baby, it's going in the trash. We have so many pictures of babies with nothing on the back. They kind of look all the same. So it's hard to tell if it, you know, well, I pretty much know my sister's babies and my brother's, but my mom has pictures of babies from everybody. So we're not going to keep those, and we're not keeping pictures of vacations where she went along the side of the road and took a picture of the grass or whatever. We're not keeping the pictures of houses that she took pictures of, you know, just that kind of thing. And it's memories for her, but I mean, she could look back and say, oh yeah, that was so-and-so's house, but we have no idea who it belongs to. So that's eliminating a lot of the pictures. I'm eliminating all the pictures of food because, you know, she would take a picture of our dinner table before we all sat down to eat, like the turkey and all that. And then she'd take a picture of us all sitting there eating, you know, and so we just don't need to have, you know, 25 years of turkey dinners. So anyway, this one, this was a cute idea, I thought. I did, I slit this little extra piece off that was where it was folded into the photo album. I had some other ones that have a light color, but, oh, I know what I want to tell you about the glue I found. Okay, so back to this. So what I did was I just glued this down in the back because I would glue the, let me get an empty page. So I would glue this down on the back here. And I glued this part here down so that, why am I missing the lid? Oh no, oh, wrong one. That one's not open yet. Oh my goodness, I scared myself. Let's see, come on. I haven't used it for a few days. So, I have a couple journals too that I'm going to put on. I can't, because I don't have my big cartel anymore, and I want to list items, and I was going to do it just through PayPal. And actually, they do have a way to do it. I just don't get it. I don't get how they do it. So if I can't get it, you know, it just takes me a while. And I might give it a try. But what I did was I just used my Etsy account. And I'm going to put a couple journals that I had from last year on. One is a fall one and the other one is Christmas. So actually I had done this earlier on, I think I put it in a journal somewhere. I don't know where it is. I don't think it was in that one. But I covered the edges with a folded piece of paper. And then you can put a journal card in here. But basically oh, I did it in my niece's journal. So that you can put a regular photograph in there if you'd like. But I did it in here. I just glued it to the back, and that way I had a pocket here. And I was sliding journal cards in this way because of the, you know, some of the longer ones. But I don't know if I want to glue that down. But I do want to show you. And you guys know how I flip from one thing to the next. But these, where are they? These pockets I made with the leftovers of the pages, and I did a, what do you call that, a pocket expandable. And so some of these won't stay in right now because there's not enough, but I have another huge bag full of journal cards and stuff that have no place to go. That one's not even showing. And by the time I get them all in here, I think they'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I did. I just used these leftovers and put them there. And then the ones that have, this is other pages I have. I had bought these. They were for money carriers, for dollar bills or whatever, collectors. And I don't think I'm going to use these. I was planning to use them, and I was going to use them instead of something like this. And I'll show you, there's a page here where, so they kept slipping around, so I had to mount them on, didn't seem like I did that many pages. So I had to mount these onto just plain paper, and then it glued down to this paper. And I glued these down with this new glue stick, which is by Darcy. And I wasn't going to buy them because they say all-purpose washable glue stick. Well, they usually don't work. And then I thought, well, if I use these and they don't stick, I'll just go around everything with the whatever you call it, art glitter glue. So I started using it. This is the first stick that I've used, and it comes in a package of 10, I believe. You have to be 3 to use them. I was thinking 12 sticks. Yeah, 3. And there's 12 sticks in here, and it was $18. So to me, that is what, $1 or less per, well, $2 or less, I think. Anyway, whatever it comes out to, it's better buy than the what's it called? I hate it when I can't think. That Create glue that we use. Create, I forgot what it's called. I usually have a tube of it, but I don't. That's Craft Bond. No, I'm totally out of it. But it glued down this plastic to this page, and it's not going anywhere. And it would if I really worked at it. This one's got, I didn't get enough glue right there, but I'll show you. When I was sitting here and I had a bunch of papers that I didn't know what to do with, so I decided to do a collage on this file folder. This is all glued down with that glue stick, and I don't see any part of this popping off. You know how you get it all done and you have to go back and glue? There's nothing popping off of it. So I had to share that with you guys because, you know, it's really great. So let me see. And I glued these and this because I was going to use these in the album and, you know, just put the rings around it. And they were just so floppy and flimsy. So even after I glued these on, then I came up with this other idea, and so I took those pages and just glued them in because the pockets were already there for me. And so let me just show you how I did this. I had to cut this off. I don't know how much time I've been on here. Oh, it's not bad. Yeah, I was like, every day I kept thinking, oh, I want to go do a video. I want to go do a video. And I'll tell you, I don't know how I use up my time, but I will be so glad when I get done with laundry room and then just feel like, oh, I can go do whatever I want now because I have the time and I won't be rushed. And I can't be rushed anymore because that's my problem, is knowing I have to get these things done. And I'm just going to glue it to this. I could glue another piece of paper on here, but I think it'll work this way just fine, I hope. Anyways, and it's pretty smooth. Look at this, I just can't. And it dries so clear that you can't see it coming through on the paper. I'm just going to do a fast job here. Sticky. That it is. And if it's water, what does it say? Water. Oh, and it's acid free. That's why I bought it, because it's acid free. So that's something, acid free is something you would use on a paper that you want it to last for a long time, you know, forever. So that's why I bought it, because I thought it has to be good if it's acid free. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to glue it down to this page. Oh, I forgot I have to cut the top off because it was too big, but that's all right, I can trim it off later. Just get it. Now, I did notice that it's kind of, if you don't glue it down and press it down, it doesn't adhere as good. I mean, it will, it's kind of like it has a second stage of tackiness. Like when you first put it on, you could pull it right off. But once you get it on there the way you want, I'm doing a little bit more because this is plastic. But you can see it's probably almost dry. So I gotta get hold of Amy at Crafty Cat and get her address so I can send her one of these, because I want her to try it. We've used the same glue for years, and I used, it's called Create. It's by Scotch. Anyway, it's from her that I started using that in the first place, watching her channel. So, and she's been frustrated with glue for a while. She's using Staples, but the glue that we use or like is like $10 on Amazon, when we used to get it for $10, 4 tubes. Not anymore. Okay, so in here, like, I'll probably have a hard time finding the opening, so I will some of these, I can't even see it. Some of these papers I have left over from stuff, I fold them in half. Oh, I guess I could use this for a glue page too. So anyway, I'm just playing today, and if anybody has suggestions about what kind of journal they would like me to do, I do have in the back of my mind, somebody had mentioned wildflowers, which I could do, but I really feel like it's fall. If I don't start doing fall, I'm not going to have one in time. So, boy, Etsy has changed. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Everything has changed. And I mean, they just, every time I do something, it would say, you need to complete something. And then I go back to complete what I didn't complete, and everything would be empty again. So I had to start all over again. And, oh, not fun at all. But, yeah. And then I did, this is the other thing I did, I ironed on, these were very, very brittle pages from another gospel book. They were so brittle. And so I thought, how can I take care of these? So what I did was I enclosed them in saran wrap and ironed it onto saran wrap. I must have done both sides on that one. And there's some left over. And then I had on this one some left over. And I thought, oh, well, I'll just burn it off. Well, it kind of didn't stop burning at the plastic. So it's got a little character. It's a little burnt. Oh, Rock of Ages is on that side. But, you know, here it didn't even get melted. I have to go back and melt it if I want. But it was just something to play with. But now they're not brittle anymore. This one here, I just did. Oh, this one I used a Walmart bag. Because I was thinking, I have all those Walmart bags that I get when they deliver food. They put one thing in it. And, you know, now I'm just throwing them away. I used to keep them as much as I could. I used them for a lot of different off-the-wall stuff, and now I don't need to. But I ironed, it was a beige color, the Walmart bag, and I ironed it to this to keep it from crumbling up. It was weird because it kind of it kind of glued in one place and not the others. It like jumped around on it. It was kind of interesting. So that was that. Let's see. What else did I do? That might be all. Yeah, I don't know that I did anything else that was creative anyway. Because, you know, I get in here and then I get fiddling with one thing and one thing leads to another. But anyway, so this is glued down. I mean, it's, you know, if I went, like here's a little bit of a gap. And if I went, I bet you I can even get that to re-glue. Let's see. Not really. I guess not. Probably just didn't get it there. But for, I don't know what other kind of glue would glue like that. And clear. That's what this is on the front here is because I got it on top. And I'd probably just wipe off if I don't have, this isn't really wet anymore. This has a little alcohol ink on it because I was trying to clean one of my stamps. Yeah, so all that glue on the front's gone. So anyway, I hope, you know, that'll help. These are on Amazon. Now, I don't know if I listed them in my Amazon store front, but it doesn't matter. You just go to Amazon and then type in glue stick and then Darcy, D-A-R-I-C-E, and they should come up for you. And it will tell you how much they are a pack if you look at the listing. I didn't look at it, but I thought for the price, and I've been gluing all of that. I've been gluing all of this book. What else have I glued? I don't know, it just feels like I'm using it quite a bit, and it's not falling apart. all these. Well, I didn't glue. Some of these I did where I was just able to use a little bit on the edge, but I used the other stuff instead. But I glued these in because I just did one and I glued it in like that, and they're not popping up. And they're glued to plastic. This one I just did. Oh, and it does not work on fabric because I thought I could glue some lace on, and it did not. It didn't glue it on at all. So it doesn't work on fabric. But, you know, we have other glues for fabric, so that's not a big deal. All right, guys, I'm going to get going because I don't really have anything else to share at this moment. And I'll try to get back next week, see, you know, if I could come up with something to make. And I really like to, you know, get a journal going. Like I said, I have these that I'm going to list these. This one, I just listed it on there on Etsy. It's a Christmas one. And I'm going to put I've got to get the video and list it in the listing. So, and I've got to find the one that I used to do this, and then I can just link it down below. Or I will do a flip through. Maybe next week I can flip through that one, and then I have this fall. It was a folio. This fall folio, and I think it was a nice one. I don't remember the name of, but I like some of the things that we made. You know, different pieces of ephemera that were new. So I can't believe the year is, you know, is already here, over practically. Yeah, this is very cute. I don't know, this, I think I might have used several different people. I know Joey Card Maker, if you guys remember, he had that little, let's see, I know this thing opens this way, yeah, because it's, yeah, this opens too, and open this thing, and then wait a minute, oh, it's waterfalls, that's what it is. I don't even know what I did. But I remember making this little tuck thing to hold the waterfalls closed. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Trying to think what I was going to say about. Oh, well. Don't quite remember what I was going to tell you, but I'll remember it and tell you next time. My memory is the pits. So anyhow, yep, that's where I'm at. I'm happy with my glue. Every time I use it, I'm like, yes, I love this. Oh, I know what I was. Joey Card Maker had one year. They're like the little animals, the forest animals, I think. Or was it the folk people? But remember at Christmas I made that fold up thing, and you could like set it on your mantle. It was a fold out, but it folded all back together again. It was like a little journal. I was thinking of using one of his kits to make another one of those, because I thought those were really cool. And the one that I had, I didn't sell it. I gave it to my granddaughter for, I gave it to her for Thanksgiving last year, on Thanksgiving. And yeah, I thought it would be fun to have a fall one. I decorate for fall. That's pretty much the only holiday that I really, really like to decorate for. So I'm thinking too that this may even be too skinny. And I was going to make it bigger before I did it. And I thought, no, I'm going to leave this page Well, I really didn't leave it, but leave this page where I could cut it from here, because it's not glued. And then I can just put a wider band in there and just extend it to be, you know, a bigger spine. And I could cover this. I thought this was going to cover it, but whoops. Well, it's on the floor. My collage I thought was going to cover it, but it's not big enough. So, all right, guys. Again, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a great week. I hope you all have been well since I haven't been here. And, yeah, leave me comments. Don't forget to tell me what's going on in your world. And Debbie has been one who's been watching old videos, and she has been commenting. I think somebody else is watching older videos, and I'm like, wow, that was a long time ago, you know. And so it's been kind of fun to see those pop up in the old videos. And so, yeah, I have a lot of videos out there, so I think, you know, you might enjoy watching some of the older ones if you know, run out of people to watch. I don't know who everybody's watching now, but I'm sure you have your favorites. We all do. Okay, bye-bye.